Good afternoon, and welcome to Waco High School. I am Sterling Magruder, the proud principal of Waco High. We are here today to celebrate one of our incredible students. But first of all, I want to begin by introducing some very special guests. Retired Colonel Bo Crosby, United States Air Force. Retired Colonel John Carr, United States Army. Waco High Board of Trustees, President, Ms. Stephanie Kordewick. Board Secretary, Jeremy Davis. Trustee, Jonathan Grant. Trustee, Angelo Ochoa. And Trustee, Jim Patton. On behalf of Waco High and Waco ISD, thank you for joining us today. I would like to invite Benja Burnias to have a seat on the floor. And now for a few words from our superintendent, Dr. Susan Kincannon.
Great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's so good to see you all here to celebrate a fellow student this afternoon. I want to thank you for that. We are here to celebrate Benja Burnias, James Burnias, but also known as Benja. And when I learned that he would be receiving this appointment, I was not surprised. Benja is an excellent student, and he will be graduating in the top 5% of his class in less than a week. Benja is also a College Board Advanced Placement Scholar with honors. He's been recognized by the College Board as a National Hispanic Scholar, and he's a Superintendent Scholar, as well as a Waco High School Academic Achiever. Throughout his high school career, Benja has excelled in many areas. He's been a National History Day Group Performance finalist, has participated in academic competitions, and placed first in UIL for editorial writing, impromptu speaking, and oral reading. Benja has distinguished himself as a leader. He's able to lead not only with the heart, but for results and with character. He led the debate team to regionals. He was the varsity cross-country team captain. He was a member of the area champion varsity soccer team, and he led the mock trial team to district semifinals. I'm not sure that there's anything that Benja can't do, and I know his experiences here in Waco ISD will serve him well as he continues to pursue excellence in service to our country. I could not be more proud of Benja and all that he has achieved, and I want to thank his parents, Dr. Sarah Ryan and Joel Burnias, as well as his extended family, friends, and the many educators who have supported Benja throughout the years. Thank you. Please stand. You guys stand, your family. Would you stand with your family? Could you stand with your family? There you go. How about a round of applause for this family? Thank you. Thank you. Benja is an extraordinary young man, and he's left his mark in Waco ISD and at Waco High School. He exemplifies Waco High School's motto, "Lion Pride runs deep." Congratulations, Benja.
Thank you, Dr. Kincannon. Today, I am delighted to introduce to you a man that has served our nation in the United States House of Representatives for over 22 years. He was born and raised in Waco, Texas, attending local public schools and throwing the newspaper for the Waco Tribune-Herald. He is a proud Eagle Scout and a man of great faith. Throughout his personal and professional life, he has always been involved in community and leadership activities. His father, William Sessions, was the former FBI director and raised him to be a man of public service and a servant leader. Today, he continues his father's legacy by serving in Congress, representing the 17th Congressional District of Texas. With that, ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Pete Sessions.
Thank you very much. What an honor it is to be here and to join the Lions of Waco High School. I grew up in Waco and went as far as Tennyson Junior High. And way back when your parents moved, you had to move. So I did, and so I skipped an opportunity. This would have been my high school, and I've watched with great admiration not only the men and women who've come through here, but also the development of Waco from an academic perspective, from a perspective of having leading edge jobs, and now have an opportunity to live here and to represent the great people of this beautiful county. Today we are here for a very special, what might be an announcement. I don't know who all knows that you're going to be going, they guess, to the United States Air Force Academy. But yes. But it's a process that Benji has been engaged in since last year. Last year, each October, you have to turn in, if you're a graduating senior the next year, you have to turn in an application and go through a rigorous process that involves, with part of the board that is here, of submitting yourself before a group of people with competition from across a 14-county congressional district, and to put yourself before this committee and express to them not only your desire to attend a military academy, but your credentialing therein. And much of that is more than just being great at academics, perhaps being a great athlete, perhaps being a kind and gracious person. It is a matter of putting together each of these qualities because they compete against each other. But the things that we are looking for the most is a person who would serve our great nation. And they come to the table knowing that they will be in the United States military, whose job it is to lead not only the men and women who will turn out to be their peers and then much younger over the years, but to lead our nation willing to aim, as our superintendent said, to the best. Protection of this country, the men and women of the armed forces of our great nation take on codes that many of us do not have to subscribe to. They take on an understanding of realism, not only about themselves, but about the world. And the bottom line is that America, as the greatest nation in the history of the world, has adversaries. We have those that would wish to take advantage of America and, yes, even overrun America. We continue as a democracy to count on elected officials who have wise public policy positions, who are able to effectively see the needs of this nation. We have a State Department that gathers itself up to talk with people about compromise and moving forward. But we also have a military that is second to none. And the men who are on my left understand lethology. They understand the need to have someone who shows up And without the fight, they are prepared to give it. They're prepared to give their life in the defense of this country. Benji's going to learn a couple things along the way, and many of these things he has known ahead of time. But today, as we share success that comes from what we know are not just moms and dads, but also peer group, today he has chosen to involve you in this process. And so I'm going to give you a slight view of what he is going to be engaged in. By the way, he has beautiful hair that will disappear in the middle of next month. Yes, you won't recognize him. He will learn the term Jack's Valley as if he doesn't know it already. And it is the proving ground where he, once admitted to the United States Air Force Academy, will find himself going through basic training for 6 weeks in the beautiful mountains of Colorado Springs, Colorado. But the things that he will learn along the way, that he will come into contact with, that separates him from others that have not taken the oath of office and the standards to protect this great nation. And I would like to remind us of them today, perhaps for the first time you have heard them. And he will memorize this because it will be part of his new life. And it's called the Military Code of Conduct. Number 1, I am an American fighting the forces which guard my country and our way of life. I am prepared to give my life in their defense. Number 2, I will never surrender of my own free will, and if in command, I will never surrender with the members of my command while they have the means to resist. Number 3, if I am captured, I will continue to resist by all means available. I will make every effort to escape and to aid others to escape. I will never accept parole nor special favors from the enemy. Number 4, if I become a prisoner of war, I will keep faith with my fellow prisoners. I will give no information or take part in any action which may be harmful to my comrades. If I am senior, I will take command. If not, I will obey the lawful orders of those appointed over me and will back them up in every way. When questioned, should I become prisoner of war, I am required to give my name, rank, serial number, and date of birth. I will evade answering further questions to the utmost of my ability. I will make no oral or written statements disloyal to my country or to its allies or harmful to their cause. And last, please listen to this. I will never forget that I am an American fighting for freedom, responsible for my actions and dedicated to the principles which make my country free. I will trust in my God and in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll please note, that is not political. That has no context to anything other than service to our great nation. And this has allowed men and women of all faiths, of all ethnics, of all backgrounds to recognize their service, their oath of office as a volunteer to protect the United States of America. So that the people who are in this crowd, as they leave this beautiful school, as they graduate and move on in their life in their chosen fields, may know that the men and women who protect them are not only volunteers, but they are capable and willing to work as a team, as a unit, and to sacrifice enormously in the cause of our freedom. Please understand this, and you will, because there are only a few people from this congressional district that are accepting this challenge. There are others who will go and join the military, but this statement of cause is something that Benji has willingly carried in his heart as he attended school with you, as he prepared himself, as he had to think about every single night about what he was committing himself to. This is why you will always, whenever you think or see of either military action or something that's important about the United States Air Force or Armed Services, why you will remember the kind of person, the standing of principle, the athletic and credentialing of education that he holds. And he will bring this to bear on our behalf. This is of no small measure. Lastly, I would like to read for you something that I typically use in Boy Scout ceremonies when we give Eagle Scout awards. Eagle Awards are equally young people who are not yet turned 18, who have devoted themselves to a principle, a cause, ideas and ideals of themselves and the presentation of their responsibilities in life. And it is one of my favorite sayings in the world of all the things that I've ever read. I want to share it with you now. On a wall in the basement of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., there is a bas relief that depicts a Greek warrior engaged in mortal combat with a snake. The artist captures the moment when the warrior raises his sword to strike the death blow on a serpent. Underneath the tableau is one word: courage. Artistically, physical courage is easy to depict. Moral courage is another matter. Moral courage requires taking a cold, hard look at the world and then acting, accepting the consequences, and knowing that the greatest good will ultimately be served. Moral courage demands sacrifice, the subordination of self-interest to the interests of others. To be morally or intellectually courageous requires a basic sense of honesty coupled with the will to act decisively upon those principles. Moral character is of great matter in a leader and will inevitably affect the substance of that performance. Courage, character, and performance cannot be separated. To Benji's colleagues, to those of you who are gathered here, this is something that he is having to put together. He is having to put together not just academics, not just physical attributes, not just the willingness that he has to sacrifice, but the moral character that will separate him of the kind of person he is and leadership. And it is taught and it is learned, but it is lived. I am pleased and proud to tell you today there is a reason why this day has arrived for Benji, and I'm proud to announce my nomination of him to the United States Air Force Academy, not only with the faith and regard that we have for our armed forces, but the love that we have of country. Hearty congratulations, best of luck, and more importantly, go knock 'em dead.
So I would like, on behalf of Waco ISD and Waco High, I would like to thank all the students who came out and supported Benja today. Thank y'all so much. Again, Benja's family, our board trustees, our Waco administration, thank y'all for being in here today, and our retired armed forces, thank y'all for being here today, and Congressman Sessions, thank you so much for a wonderful speech. Benja, as your principal, I'm so proud of you, and I know in about an hour or two, I'm going to be giving you some more accolades, and so we're just so proud of you, and thank you so much. Parents, students, thank y'all so much, and that ends our program.